Hey, there we go. All right. Haha, got it fixed. Sorry, I forgot I had to fix an audio driver like a couple of days ago. And apparently it didn't, it disconnected it on OBS. Whatever. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Kobold Chats. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer. And Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first Kobold Chats of the new year of 2026. It's the first Friday, and it's only January 2nd. You know, like the new year it's almost as if the new year was preparing us for Kobold Chats. In a way, if you want. If you want to view it that way, you totally can. I'm not going to make you or stop you. How's it going, everyone? Gosh, it is Friday once again. It's been a hot second since the last I've seen you. It's the end of our week, the middle of our day. Maybe you're still on vacation and you haven't gone back to work yet. Maybe you're just hanging out at home. Maybe you are at work and are on your lunch break or something. Regardless of where you are, what you're doing, I want to thank you so much for being here with me, doing one of my favorite things, talking about Kobold Press. Tell us about when we're getting the Player's Guide 2. You're asking me about Player's Guide 2? Well, I can tell you one thing about Player's Guide 2, and that's that it's coming soon. And by soon, I do mean like in weeks, maybe less than like weeks, in the next few weeks. Is what I think I can say. As far as especially the PDF goes, you know, we have to wait for the hardcover books to get into the warehouse, and then those get sent out. And of course, we update you every step of that process. But as far as like a little teaser, I can tell you we're looking at like 2-ish weeks. I think it's something like that. It's not. It's genuinely not that far away. It's like we're right up on the heels of it, of the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I was looking at it. I'm looking at it. Yeah. Backer shipping starts happening next week. So it's coming soon. And I can't wait because I want to get my hands on the Vanguard so bad. And the Witch. I think the Witch is fun too. But the Vanguard, my little, great. There we go, Gober. Tell us about when I'm here for all the things. All the things. I've got all the things. Only 12 weeks? No. Far less than 12 weeks. Far less than 12 weeks. Your thing for Dungeon 23 inspired me to do a Dungeon 26, by the way. Hey, we here at Kobold Press love inspiring people to make TTRPG stuff, to play it. So I'm glad. You should 100% share anything that you're doing in the Discord, by the way. We love seeing what people make. And so do the other people in there too. So yeah. Okay. What are we talking about this week? Because it's still a slow week. Most of the kobolds are still in hibernation. They're slowly coming out of the war, and day by day we'll be back in full force by next week. Especially because Night Hunters is coming around, which, by the way, is the first thing we're going to talk about. We are talking about Night Hunters. Hey, Myth, how's it going? Thanks for being here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. So, hey, Jiro, what are we talking about today? We're talking about the Night Hunters Kickstarter. If you haven't already heard, this is our gothic horror Tales of the Valiant in 5th edition book that is going to be kickstarting in, I think, 2 weeks. It's going to be this month. It's like we're 2 weeks away from the launch of the Kickstarter. And I've already started doing some of the interviews for the Scouting Party series that we're doing, because obviously we've got to know what's going to be in here. So if you don't know, Scouting Party is an interview series that I do with the designers of the books that we are putting out, so that I can ask them, hey, what's going on in this book? What do you think is cool? What new stuff is everybody getting? And you all can have those answers before you back. And that way you can decide if it's something that you like or not. So look forward to that. There should be one every single week of the Kickstarter. And we also have something a little special as well. But I'm going to wait for the announcement on that until all of the stars have aligned. The moon is in the right place in accordance to the sun. And the oracles have deemed it ready to be leashed out onto the public. I don't know if I should use Twitch or YouTube for this. On Twitch, you could use either. They're both going out at the same time. It's just for more places for more people to check us out. Trevor asked around the office this question and gave us some of the answers, but we didn't have a Kendo answer. Oh, what character are they excited to make and play using the new options for Player's Guide 2? I did forget to answer that. He did ask that, and I forgot to answer it. So thank you for bringing it back. Is Kobold Press still made up of just 16 people? Yeah, they're about, as far as full-time workers, they're about 14 to 16 of us. I don't know the full count off the top of my head. And then the rest of them are freelance designers that we work with and freelance artists and things of that nature. Okay, what character am I excited about for... Okay, wait. I'm going to talk about Night Hunters, then I'm going to answer your question. Night Hunters, Gothic Horror, 5th edition, and Tales of the Valiant. This book is going to give you some new subclasses that lean in the direction of Gothic Horror, and giving your players like those options to play the kind of characters that you want to be reading, right, or want to be playing, right, in these things, you know. A monster hunter, clerics who break curses, things of that nature. And it's also going to have a bunch of new rules that I think help the players buy into horror. Because one of the biggest things that you hear about like Tales of the Valiant, 5th edition Pathfinder, like these heroic fantasy games, is that because they give players a lot of options and they're made to empower them and make them feel heroic, horror can sometimes be hard because the kind of basis of horror is around a kind of perceived powerlessness, right? A vulnerability that this thing that is like coming at me is something that terrifies me. I can't do anything about it, which is some horror, not all horror, but that's a prevailing feeling that people have about horror. And so, one of the cool things that Night Hunters is doing is adding some mechanics that help players buy into the horror, let bad things happen to their characters for boons and for like the narrative flow of the game. I talked to Celeste about it. It's really cool. You'll hear about it in Scouting Party. But go over and get notified today about the Kickstarter so that you... Hold on. Why is it like this? I just want to share it. I just want to share. Let me share the links. Okay, cool. Hold on, give me 1 second and do it. Hold on, I'm testing a link. Okay, cool. Bang. Here you go, everybody. Oh, bang, bong. Bam, there we go. There's a link over to the Kickstarter. You can use that to go get notified. You can already see that there's some additional information here about what you're going to find in Night Hunters already on the like kind of pre-launch page. The shadow token system, you got 60 new monsters, diseases, curses, and hazards. Well, I guess you get 60 new like curses, diseases, hazards, things of that nature. Things that some of the subclasses actually engage with, like the Curse Breaker, Cleric. You get new dread rules, which are the ones that I was talking about of like letting the players buy into the horror, have them have some like collaborate a little bit with how the story is going and how they allow themselves to be terrified. There's and the dread villains. This I think is like, this is the gem of this book. The dread villains are, think of your Shards, right? These are your like big bad characters that are used to kind of be the foundation of an adventure, an arc, a campaign, and they are like long-standing characters that have an effect on the world and the players and like their stories, and the horror of who they are and what they do to people is like the kind of basis for the adventures and like what's happening with the players. This gives you 13 of them. Gives you a chance to make your own. Like Curse of Strahd is one of my favorite D&D supplements. It is by far, I think it's the only like published adventure that I've run rather than like homebrew something. And it's so cool. And then this has 13 villains that can be that, while also giving you guidance on how to do this yourself. How to create a character who is dripping with that kind of gothic flair, that like players can like buy into and like have like sympathy for, but also like are horrified by their actions. And like it's so good. And there are a bunch of them for various tiers. So you could have one campaign that has multiple dread villains, and they can kind of play in with each other. And they're designed to in that way. I'm really, really excited for the Scouting Party series, because every single thing that was told to me by the designers just made me kind of claw and gnaw at the bars of my enclosure just a little bit more. It's going to be so good. I'm really excited about it. Okay. So, go, and then there's the Oracle deck. I almost forgot about the Oracle deck. You all can go read. Go to the Kickstarter page, hit save, hit get notified, and then you can read about the Shadow Oracle stuff. That's for you. I'll give you that. That's your homework for today. Have there ever been any plans for a fantasy story or novel set in Midgard? Because I think we have talked a little bit about that before, but I don't, as far as I understand, no plans have been made on actually making like a Midgard novel, but I think that would be really cool. And if I think enough people made noise about it in the Discord, maybe gears would move on that. We make what you all want to see. Do with that information what you will. Answering your question, what character am I excited to make and play using the new options from the Player's Guide 2? I have a few. I love the Kraken Barbarian. Kraken Barbarian's cool, and also the Goblin. I'm saying, I like the Kraken Barbarian. I like the Goblin lineage. That's just one of our. That's just one of the new Valiant 6. I love Mako. She's so cool. Mako's our Goblin, like Kraken Barbarian, which gets like spectral tentacles and stuff, and she's so cool. I just want to play her. I think she's cool. But other than that, let's see. I think I would want to. There's a kind of fun Frog Prince vibe that could happen if I played one of the I forget what they're called, and this is on me. The Sapopova. If I played like a Sapopova Vanguard, like as like a Frog Knight, I think that would be fun. The Witch is also good. What would I want to be? I think the first character I would want to do is a Sapopova Vanguard. Frog Knight, dedicated to their liege lord, the crown, whatever it is, carries like a bannerman for, there we go. I've been really wanting to play someone who's like dedicated to a cause recently. Like someone I've also been rewatching like Game of Thrones. So like just all of like, there's something about the concept of like honor and duty and like how weird and bad it is. Not weird and bad. Honor and duty aren't weird and bad, but they're very flawed concepts that often lead people to make poor decisions, as shown in Game of Thrones. And so like having someone who's like uber dedicated to this ideal, which subclass? I would have to look at the subclasses for the Vanguard again because I don't remember them off the top of my head. Hold on, let me find it. Do I still have it? Do I have the preview? I do. I do have the preview. Does it have... I don't know if it has the subclasses in here. It might not. It does! Okay. And they might even be... Hold on. They might even be... Vanguard subclasses. There we go. Currently joining? Yeah, join the Discord. Okay, so the Vanguard, so the Bulwark is the one, it's like the Healy one, which could be nice. What's this other one? The Marshal. Combat Ready, Ultimate Vanguards. Okay, so this is like, the Marshal is the... You and an allied creature within 10 feet of you, they gain initiative bonus to my charisma. Based on my charisma, during the combat, target can move an additional. Okay, so this is like the tactical one. They're all a little tactical, but this is like inspiring and like giving you bonuses rather than healing you. I might go, and then I know there's another one, but it's not in here. Or maybe there's only the two. I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head, my lord. Third. You choose. Yeah, okay, wait. And then hold on. Just going back up to make sure I'm not. Vanguard. Herald. Marshal. Ooh, I don't know what the Herald is. You will not be a doo-doo head. I think I would go with Bulwark. Go like support tank. Heals, medicine, I'm a protector. Yeah. I like protector vibes. Cause like I'm thinking of this character as someone who's like dedicated to someone or like having to protect someone and like goes out into battle and like, yeah, I like Bulwark. So Sapopova, Vanguard, Bulwark. Bulwark, Vanguard, is what I would do. Directing traffic one. I don't know what the Herald is. I would maybe change my answer if I knew what the Herald is, but I don't. So I can't. Okay, so yeah, there we are. I hope that answered your question. That's what I would do. Curse of Strahd was the only good adventure, and ironically, it's from 2nd edition. Yeah, ironically it is. And it's well done. It's a very well done update. It, of course, still has some issues, but it's pretty good. And so giving people the tools to be able to tell those kind of stories themselves, I think it's good. Because I like the concept of like a dread villain or like a dread lord, like these people whose stories and like abilities and like their effect on the world are so powerful that like, I don't know. It's just a good villain. You're just good villain. Just good gothic villain. I don't know. All right. Next up on this list of 4 things, the second thing, we have to talk about the Bundle of Holding. I pressed the wrong button. The Bundle of Holding. Hey, everybody. We have, we don't. Bundle of Holding has a Tales of the Valiant bundle that you can go get. You can take advantage of for the next 5 days, 11 hours, 31 minutes, and 25, 24, 23 seconds. And you can get the Tales of the Valiant collection for $24.95. Less than $25. You can get, if you don't already have, the Tales of the Valiant Player's Guide, the Game Master's Guide, the Monster Vault, and 5 complete adventures. What adventures are those? Well, those adventures are, if I'm remembering correctly, Adventures of Dib, Shards of the Spellforge, Trouble at Mossbeard Mill, Sea of Bones, and Caverns of the Spore Lord are like the some of the first adventures that ever came out for Tales of the Valiant. And so you can get all of these, and this is like somewhere around like $114, $115 in total. And you can get it for $25. If that's not enough, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say at that point, you know. This is such a good deal. And especially like the adventures, right? Getting all of these adventures, you know, Sea of Bones was our Gen Con game, not this past year, but I think the year before. And it's so cool because it has like a countdown, like clock system, which I love clocks. And then Caverns, it's all so cool. It's so cool. You can get it for $25. So there you go. I gave you the link. Do with it what you will. Give it to your friends. Let them know, hey, you can get all this stuff for $25. Go in on it with your friends. $25 split between 4 people. That's like a little bit less than $7 a person. And you can get all that So head on over to that link in the description of the YouTube if you're watching this as a VOD and there's still time. You could go do that. Yeah. The next thing that I want to talk about just very briefly, because we know how much I love the blog. The Kobold Press blog is one of my favorite places. Every single weekday or most weekdays, you're getting something new for free. You're getting advice. You're getting new like homebrew mechanics. You're given guides. Like you can get so much stuff. And so today we are talking about one that came out last year, December, like last week, basically. That I didn't get to talk about and is the final part of a 3-part series, which is why I'm not going to talk all about it. But I feel that because it's the new year and everybody's got New Year's resolutions, maybe it's time for you to make your New Year's resolution to be a GM. If you haven't GM'd before, if you've only been a player in a game, I think that there is something very, very special about taking the chance to becoming a game master. It's being a game master is like one of my favorite things in the world. It's a thing that I'm honestly I'm very lucky to be able to do, to be able to help facilitate stories with my friends and craft these grand worlds and all these plots and getting to see people react to them and play alongside them, not just reacting to it because they're engaging with it, right? I'm asking questions, they are giving me answers, I'm giving them prompts and they're giving me reactions. It's such a fulfilling thing. And so Dot has done this amazing 3-part blog series about, okay, so you want to be a game master. It's the new year, new game master. Here's how you can do it. And so part 3 is looking at the adventure. The first 2 parts of this, right? If we go to part 1, this is talking about, okay, hey, you want to get started? Here's how we do it. Choose the adventure based on what are the vibes, what are you looking for, what do you want to get out of it, and what seems interesting and fun to you. Then getting your players, figuring out, hey, I want to get some people together. Here's how to have that conversation. Tell them, hey, here's my inspirations. Here's the game that I want to do. You could go out, look for friends on social media. Talk to your own friends. There are Discord groups, subreddits, Facebook groups. You can find a bunch of places to find players. And it's telling you, honestly, a lot of this advice is like a good step-by-step guide, because if you're going into it with no idea what you need to do and like have never done it before, then this is actually very useful, right? Because once you get the players, you gotta schedule it, the biggest of bads of all of the of everything about a game, trying to get people to sit down and play the game. Recently, one of my players just tried out improv DMing for 2 hours or so, and it was the first time in like 4 months I'd been a player. I almost forgot how it feels. I love that. And I did a game of Riverbank not too long ago that I did no prep for. We all made the characters, we chose our scenario, and then I was like, okay, give me like 30 minutes to look over this while we eat. And then went into it, and it's like, there's something about a world that isn't fully drawn in, right? Draw maps, leave blank spaces, and in those blank spaces, that's where the players start engaging in, and the art that will come from it, it's beautiful. I love being a game master. So yeah, and then this is like, and then hey, then you can go to part 2 of this. It's like, oh, you want to be a game master? Hey, you can watch and learn it. Celeste, an amazing game master. This was for our first Kobold Con. I'm in this one, actually. I play Zalzabar. Zalzabar? Is it Zalzabar? No. It's Zalbakar. There we go. I've played him enough. Zalbakar Andrialix. There we go. I remembered. And like, it gives you like, yeah, honestly, one of the best ways to learn how to play any game is watching actual plays of it. I have watched a lot of actual plays as my first like introduction to a game, just so I can feel how it plays. And so if you do, and there's a line to be drawn here, right? It's very good to draw inspiration and take tricks and like borrow styles of game masters that you like, right? Whether it's your friends' your friends at a table, or like a big podcast or stream that you like watching, or like whatever it is. It's super okay. But there's a line to be drawn here. There's a difference between taking inspiration and trying to be that person. You will never be that person. You will be your own game master. And it will be an amalgamation of the things that you've learned from other people that is then colored by your own experience and your own taste and your own flavor. And it takes a while, game mastering, to figure out what that is. But once you find it, it's great. And until then, there's nothing wrong with watching people play or really analyzing the people that you play with and try to take aspects of that and to try to emulate that, especially when you're starting out being a game master. So go watch Celeste be a super cool game master and us be some super cool players playing Tales of the Valiant or whatever thing that you want to be watching. And then, of course, there's this third one that starts breaking down, hey, here are all the parts of the adventure. Talk about the story. This is the structure. What's the structure of this adventure? And then how do the players come into this? How do they engage with it? And how do you get them interested in it with session zeros, good questions, things of that nature. So definitely go over to the Kobold Press blog and check out this deal from Dot, because it's incredibly helpful, I think, and very useful for if you want to start off the new year being a game master for the first time. And if you do, I'm very happy and proud of you, and I'm excited for what stories you will tell. Okay, awesome. Well, what else? Okay, that's that for all of that. Now, we are going to get into some meat and potatoes. From now, we're just hanging out. If you've got questions or anything like that, feel more than free to ask them. But while we do that, we are going to be continuing a little bit of homebrew that I started working on last week. Or not last week, the last time we were doing this, where I was using the Game Master's Guide to do a little homebrew action on to try to recreate one of my favorite characters from League of Legends, Malzahar. And so that's exactly what we are going to be doing. Actually, get back down here. So we are continuing making our Bard subclass, the College of Void Calling, or the Void Caller Bard, is however you want to say that. I am actually, hold on. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. We will be back. I'm gonna send us back to the starting screen. Sorry. I'm going to use the bathroom, but when I get back, then we're going to do this. All right? So go use the bathroom, get some water, whatever you need to take care of yourself. All right? See ya. And I was muted. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back from our little bio break. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you got the stretching, drinking, whatever it is you need. Hope you were able to get it. All right. So, did I miss anything? I'm looking forward to the Kickstarter that's coming out soon. Also excited for BG2 coming out at the end of this month. Yes. Been slowly working on your homebrew when I can outside of work. Kobold Press content is just so much better than D&D books to create it. That means a lot to us. You know what? I'm gonna send this message on over to the folks. To the folks deep in the Warrens. I'm sure they will appreciate it. Amazing. I'm sure they're all going to love to see that, quite genuinely. All right. Oh, my cat. She's screaming. She'll be in here, I'm sure. And when she opens the door, she might come in screaming. We'll see how that goes. All right. So, this is the College of Void Calling. Okay, hold on. I'm going to help my cat really quick before she screams up a storm. Yeah? Did you want to come in? Yes, Violetta. Come on. Yeah, get in here. It's okay. Forgive me, everyone. My cat is old, and she is deaf at this point, and she can't hear herself meow, so she screams instead. She also has 3 legs. She's going strong. She's going real strong. Yeah, Vivi. Everyone say hi to Violetta, because she's saying hi to you. Okay. So, getting back into this. She might just be meowing for a second. Please forgive me. All right. So, I am making this character. This character is... Yes, love. I'm sorry that I can't come over and pet you. I'm working. Weird thing to be working on, but yeah. Okay, she's laying down. So she's singing to the void. Yeah, she's calling out to the void. I'm the only one home right now. So there's no one here to pet her. Okay. This character is based off, or this subclass is based off of my favorite League of Legends character, Malzahar, who's a character who has the ability to silence people, has the ability to summon like voidlings. They're these little crawly things that come out and they attack Malzahar's enemies, and he has an ability that basically marks his enemies, dealing a little bit of damage over time, but also it makes the void creatures go and attack the things that have been marked. Otherwise, they'll just attack whatever's nearby them. What software am I using? Oh, this is Milanote. This is just, it's like it's just like a, what's the word to use? It's just like a note app, I guess. I don't know the right words. Yes. Yes. Violetta. Okay. It's okay. You're good? You just looking around? Okay. The kitty does demand satisfaction. Markup notes, AP, like Obsidian. Yeah, a little bit. Because, like, you can use it for, you know, a bunch of things. And then you have, like, all of these little things. You can go into them. And then you can make notes, checklists, and things of that nature. I love Milanote. I use it for everything. But, getting back into this. So, the key things are that I wanted to get out of this is that this is a Bard College. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Lovecraft story, The Music of Eric Zahn, like this person who is like playing this weirdly chaotic music on like a violin that's supposedly keeping away like these eldritch forces, and he's got to be playing it all the time. But I like the idea of someone who, like a bard, who has the ability to like enchant and like manipulate aberrations, like eldritch beings from the void. And so this would be like basically like this would be a subclass that if you play it, you're almost like asking your game master, like, hey, I want these kinds of things to be a part of the game. Like, I want to have void stuff going on, which a lot of the void subclasses are like that, where it's like, hey, if you're doing this, then you want these elements in your game. And so my idea is that this person who has the ability to enchant void aberrations or void creatures, just in general, that's begging for the instrument of choice to be a theremin. Ooh, oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Little tiny meow. You're very distracting because you're so cute. All right, she's laying down for a nap. We're free. And yeah, so has the ability to I think the main thing that I wanted them to have is to be able to summon these void creatures, because I think that's the most interesting thing to me here. Making a bard that can not just like enchant and control these aberrations, but like almost like calls to them from out of the void, which I think would be super cool. And maybe, and then also has like a bardic performance that allows, okay, I'll just say what we have here now. This is what we worked on last time. At 3rd level, Bardic Performance, Void Song. When you use your Bardic Performance feature, choose a creature within range that can hear you and mark them for the void. I'll figure out better wording for this. This is all just obviously a draft. The creature remains marked for 1 minute until the creature remains marked for 1 minute until you use this feature to mark a different creature, or until you become incapacitated. All creatures with the void tag within 60 feet of the marked creature are, and again, this is language not correct yet, are compelled to attack them. They can resist this compel with a successful wisdom save. Creatures with an intelligence of -4 or less automatically fail this save. When a creature marked by this ability takes damage, you can use your reaction to expend a bardic inspiration die to deal additional necrotic damage to equal to the number rolled. As part of the bonus action used to maintain your performance, you can choose a new target, and I haven't finished writing that. But basically, this one, so during the bardic performance, that you have up as an action, you can mark someone as being like any creature that has a void tag will have to make a wisdom save or be like, I have to attack this person. Again, very specific to being in a game that has void creatures, but also because you are a void calling bard, you will be able to summon these void beetles that are void aberrations and thus will be affected by this. So you can summon you can summon them and they will just attack whatever is closest to them. However, you can mark someone to focus their attacks on someone specifically. Which makes them a little dangerous to kind of work with, because if you summon them right next to like an enemy and they kill that enemy, but then your ally is the closest thing to them, they're going to go and attack your ally. They won't be that hard to kill, but it's a little annoying. But the benefit of having additional bodies there, and if you do your thing correctly, you can deal a decent amount of damage. It's like a little bit of like a controller summoner bard. Which I just think is kind of fun. And I don't think there's only one other bard that I've seen kind of like it, and it's the one from Old Margrave, which I'm using a little bit as some inspiration. So that's Void Song. Call of the Void summons void beetles within 15 feet of you. In combat, they take their turn immediately after you. You do not control who they attack, but you can. You can with Void Mark. with the Void Mark, and they deal damage equal to 1d6 strength, proficiency bonus, growing in size and stats as you level up. Need a short or long rest. You need a short or long rest before you can use it again. When you reach 11th level, you can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. I still have to decide the number of them for you to like summon at any point in time, but I think that's going to be based off of their CR, which I think I'm going to try to make CR 4. There was, oh wait, okay, so this is actually kind of where I left off on this, because my original idea was that you were going to summon a number of beetles. They deal like 1d6 damage, so on and so forth, and it gets like a little stronger as you do it. However, yeah, okay, so this first one was that you were doing a song that is basically like calling out to the specific kind of vermin that lives in the void and bringing them in, almost like a reverse like Pied Piper. But I'm trying to decide if I want to go that route or go that you have called onto a very specific creature that when it was was basically like young, and as you level up and get stronger, you watch it grow and age as you do, getting stronger as you do. And so it's the difference between like having one thing that you summon that just gets stronger over time, or being able to summon multiple things that relatively stay the same strength, but you just can bring out more. I don't know what's more interesting. Because that, I think, like, if I do it the other way, excuse me, if I do it, I kind of like the fiction, I think. Does it have a detect voidling sense? Oh, like the, like does the bard have, like, be able to, like, detect, like, void creatures? That's interesting. I might have to think about what that would look like. Many little or few mediums or one large number of hit dice. Yeah. I'm thinking... oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess, yeah, this is where I'm kind of stuck on this. I don't know what would feel better to play or what would be more interesting to play, I guess. Because the closest thing to a summoner bard that I know of, other than this one, is the one from Old Margrave, and that is the... Bard, the Wildlife Bard, page 51. Right, and so at 3rd level for this, you've got Hymn of the Hunt. Your performance awakens a primal fervor in your humanoid allies, bringing them closer. While your performance lasts, each non-beast ally within range has advantage, and like this is just helping people. If at least one of your beast allies is within 5 feet of your talent... Wait, hold on. If at least one of your beast allies is within 5 feet of the target of the attack and the beast isn't incapacitated. Oh, basically, okay, I understand. It gives people pack tactics. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Spend any combo or CR ratings. Oh, that's interesting. You get a number of hit dice that change over... That could be interesting. I'll think about that. You learn the create a familiar ritual spell if you don't already, so on and so forth. That's not whatever. You get create familiar. You can use an action to magically call to a creature of the natural world to aid you. The creature can be any beast with a challenge rating of 1/4 or less, and it appears in an unoccupied space you can see within 15 feet of you. The creature called is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. In combat, it acts on your initiative count, so on and so forth. Whatever, right? But this only allows for a creature of like 1/4 or less, which I think makes sense. I think this changes at 7th level. When you create a familiar, it has additional hit points. Okay, make sure a familiar just buffer And then, wait, okay, in addition, when you use Nature's Call feature, you can now call beasts or creatures with the animal tag, or you can call a swarm of beasts. If you call a creature with the animal tag, it counts as a beast when determining its interaction with him of the hunt bardic performance. You can now also use the feature to call a number of creatures up to twice your proficiency bonus, provided that the total CR of the called creatures is no higher than 2. Creatures with a CR of 0 are treated as having a CR of 1/8 for this purpose of this calculation. Okay, I understand. That's a little much mechanically, I think. Inspired familiar. And then at 15th level, your familiar's connection to you imbues it with a power to inspire other creatures as well. As a bonus action, its turn, your familiar. Just who's Malzahar? I googled out of leave. I don't know what the game. What's the concept? Heard. I'll retalk. We'll go over the concept again. So basically, here's what Malzahar does. Malzahar has a recurring shield. I don't think that that's going to be a part of this, but he has like a magic shield that pops up every couple of seconds that blocks an attack. I don't think that's a part of this. We're more focused on the calling creatures from the void and like being able to charm and enchant them, melding Malzahar a little with the bard, right? They have an ability. Malzahar has an ability where he summons these crawling creatures, these voidlings that come out and will attack nearby enemies. He also has an ability that marks a person that makes all of the creatures, all of the like voidlings that he summoned, attack the same person rather than individually attacking whatever creature is closest to them. And he also has the ability that silences people. So this is the concept. We are creating a bard that, using their performance, can charm creatures that are otherwise resistant, aberrations, specifically, and not all void creatures are aberrations, and that's kind of that's a very specific kind of creature. But ultimately, I'm looking for a character that has the ability to enchant void creatures and be able to use that like kind of use an ability to mark people to have void creatures attack a thing and like make them like make like saves against it. Basically, they're like kind of like a snake charmer, but for void creatures. I think is the best way to put it. A Pied Piper for void creatures. When you reach okay, cool. So the main thing I have to decide right now is it one creature or is it multiple creature? Because if I do it the one creature, then this is kind of like a beast tamer bard where you have this one creature that you are slowly yeah, exactly, of little Griblies. So it's either Pied Piper of Little Griblies, right, where I'm summoning a bunch of a creature, right, to attack, or it's this bard has created a connection, has found a song that charms a singular void aberration that they slowly get to watch grow with power over time, much like a beast tamer's beast companion, or like a mechanist's. If you go like the route that like makes a like the Flesh Forge Servitor for the Flesh Forge, or I don't remember the one that makes a robot guy. I think it's the Clockwork one. Because if I go that route, then there's already like a kind of model for this. This is just a bard that gets that. And I think, can you give us a tease on the Necromancer in the playbooks of him? I do not have those yet, tragically. I don't get the special things like that. But the moment I have it, I will let you know, because I'm very much looking forward to the Necromancer. How about the singular being is a swarm? Ooh, a singular being that is a swarm of creatures. That's interesting. Okay. And you get to raise a swarm of things. That's I think there might be something to that. A growing swarm with a queen familiar. Ooh, I think one big, few medium, many little works, and a familiar that grows in competence. That's interesting. Ooh. Yeah, because that's also kind of the vibe that the old Margrave has going for it. It doesn't have a, oh yeah, you could call a swarm of beasts. Yeah, that's kind of what this one is doing. And I don't know if I want to be that close to it. I think I want to do something that feels different. Like, I don't want this to just be the void version of the wildlife bard. If that makes sense. I think I would want this to feel something that feels rather unique for the bard that I haven't seen yet. And I think the thing that I haven't seen yet is singular companion that grows with you over time. The customizing comes in how you raise them. Yeah, I do also, because one of the things about the Beast Tamer, and also the Mechanist, I think. No, not backgrounds. I'm looking for classes. Show me the classes. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Ranger, Hunter. No, I was looking for Packmaster, but we'll get there. Right, Beast, the Beast Spirit, right? You get all of these different forms that give you like different versions of it. And then what? You get Soul at 7th level. Spend time deepens your connection. Attacks now count as magical for the purposes of like, yeah, okay. In addition, while a creature is marked by your Mystic Marks feature. Okay, yeah. Oh, so there is an aspect of this that is... Okay. When you are targeted by a spell, you can choose your beast to also be targeted. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be different from that. If you're reduced to 0 hit points. Okay. I think I'm maybe leaning it towards similar to the Ranger's beast thing. Or like, yeah. I need the clockwork. Show me the clockwork. Nope. Heroes of the Labyrinth. Class options. Mechanist. Tinker. Yeah, it's the Tinker. That's what I was trying to think of. Welcome back. Right now we're looking at the Tinker, right? Because you get all of these. Oh my gosh, you get so much stuff. So you get your Clockwork Companion. Did you finish what? No, I'm still working on it. Right now, I'm trying to get some inspiration from both the Beast, the Pack Hunter Ranger and the Clockwork Mechanist to see what it would be like to do like a relationship with a singular creature. It's a void creature. The stranger the relationship, the better. Very true. And so I'm trying to take some inspiration from how these subclasses deal with like growing with this creature and so on and so forth. Okay. Once the ritual is complete, okay, that's appearance, communication, statistics, so on and so forth. Modifications. As a part of the ritual used to create your companion, choose one of the modifications that alters the base Clockwork Companion. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is maybe as it grows, like at a certain level, like maybe at like 7th. Yeah, maybe at 7th level, it gets a, like, you get to, like, it evolves into something. And then maybe it evolves again at 15th level. That could be cool. I like that, I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do like those vibes. Okay, so modification, you choose that. Then controlling the companion, it's friendly to you or your allies and obeys your command. During encounter gameplay, the companion shares your initiative. Yeah. And it's probably I would say at 7th level is when I'm going to say like, oh, it actually obeys you now. Like, because at 3rd level, I think it doesn't necessarily obey you as much as like you have to explicitly use your mark to get it to attack people, right? To get it to follow a specific person. Otherwise, it's just attacking whatever is near it, other than you, right? And then at 7th level, it's like, yeah, actually, it listens to you now. It's evolved. It's gotten a little older, and it's like the people around you. It recognizes who your allies are, and as it's like grown, it realizes not attacking your allies is better for it. That's how it's going to survive. It's a wild animal, and so it chooses to like, okay, I listen to you now for sure. And I think there's like that kind of shows the growth of that relationship a little bit. Sounds like your brother's dog. Yeah, okay. I kind of like this. Okay, so this does mean that we are reworking a little bit of this, right? Is this a creature that always exists? I don't know. I don't know. So there is the create familiar. This isn't creating a familiar thing. Sorry, I'm thinking back to old Margrave where it's like create a familiar. I don't think that's what this is. Okay, wait, yeah. What is the for these? It's like, oh, you learned a ritual that summons it, and you can bind a beast into a physical form to fight alongside you as a trusted companion. Ritual takes 1 hour to complete. Once the ritual is complete, the spirit appears in an unoccupied space. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what this is. You've learned. This isn't a create familiar thing, but this is like you have constructed a performance. Like you found a performance that draws this thing from the void. Yeah, you choose. That's cool to go about. I was looking at the wildlife bard, and that summons a singular creature. My thought over a leveling up swarm where you could have a feature that allows splitting off subswarms. Oh yeah. Ooh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Okay. I think I'm going to go with the one big one. That maybe can split. Maybe that's one of the things where it goes from like, oh, it goes from like at level. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me write this down. Because we're changing this. Void beetle grows to from large to medium. Okay, the void beetle. The void beetle evolves. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Nope. Gaining additional HP. Oh hey, you're getting man, get that out of here. Thank you. Evolves, gaining additional HP, and choose one evolution from below. One of them is going to be what's the right word? I'm just gonna say splitting for right now, but I don't think that's right. Splitting as an the void beetle gains an action. I believe they were called voidlings. They are called voidlings in Malzahar, but we have another creature called voidlings. So I'm calling them void beetles. Parthogenesis. There we go. That's a good one. Genesis. The Void Beetle gains an action that allows it to split itself into two small versions of itself. The Void Beetle splits its current hit points amongst its bodies. It can reform. I think this is a bonus action. Yeah. Can amongst its bodies. Both Void Beetles act on the same initiative count as a bonus action. If the beetles are within the same square, they can reform into its original body, adding both of their remaining hit points together. Again, the language is pretty rough, but it's just so that I can understand it. So I like that. It goes from making one into two. I think another one I want to add is tentacles. Void Beetle gains attack, gains range, gains a longer range, adds new action to grab, and sap, and deal lingering damage to a creature. Did you wish to divvy up hit points, hit dice, CRs as you wish? Your rolling stat block could be one that scales based on improvement. Yes, no, exactly, yeah. So basically I was going to use a similar format of the stat block to the Bee Spirit, which has the, you know, the scaling stats based on your proficiency bonus level, so on and so forth. And these things don't have a CR just because they do have just kind of like a shifting thing. Yeah. Sorry, my brain just completely blanked out. So that's two of the options. I wanted lingering damage to a creature. What's another one that could be fun? So this gives like a range melee. I want to give one that makes it like fire off like blasts. That would need some thought over the maths of that. Actually, the math for it is pretty simple because all of them are based off of your hit dice as your class. There's some pretty decent stuff. Oh, I guess for the scaling based on size, yeah. I think really the only thing that will change about the creature is that it will go from medium to small, but all of its stats will maintain. It will have the same strength, and its stats aren't going to change based on it splitting off from each other. Just because the math on that would be a little annoying, but also I think it would make it like a little less useful. Where I think the downside of splitting them off is that now you are splitting off their HP and like you're making them weaker and easier to pick off. Maybe I'll also like scale down their hit die. Maybe I'll do that, right? If it goes from a D6 to D4 or D8 to D6, whatever. But yeah, you are getting the extra attack. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, getting the extra attack, yeah, I'll probably scale the damage down then. Tentacles, Void Beetle attacks longer, add new action that does that. Yeah, I want one that fires off blasts. What to call that one? I mean, it will be... I'll just call it projectile. Void Beetle gains... this is a longer reach, not range. Ranged attack deals necrotic damage in an area. No. The upgrade for that will be... I'm not sure about this, but I think Malzahar can't walk, only float off the ground. He became a prophet by walking through the desert with no surprise. That's true. Supplies. That's very true. Oh, if one of the leveling up is like, you get to float. Oh, I think this also adds a hover speed. Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot you all weren't looking at the thing that I was looking at. Okay. Projectile void. Wait, let me look at... Okay. It's okay. You narrated burst spit, but you're getting me actually sounds like a lot. Spit void stuff. Yeah, burst damage. I'm thinking burst damage. Burst damage is going to be the level up, because I think it evolves at 7th level and then it'll evolve again at 15th level. I think, yeah, that feels right. That feels good. So we have these three, and I want to do one more, I think. Okay, this should gain a range attack, deals necrotic damage. Does this do anything else? Because the other two are getting... So from single target to multiple as an upgrade? Yeah, I think so. Oh, maybe this also... Should it do... It shouldn't... It should give them a status of some kind. Or maybe slow them? That could be fun. Reduces reduces their speed by half. That could be fun. Or, hold on, this action to grab and no, that's right. Reduces their speed by half. Okay, cool. And then this last one, we have something that lets it split itself into two. We've got something that gives it tentacles. We've got something that makes it projectile. We have to have something that makes it tanky. Something that like cocoon around the player. Ooh, that could be Hey, there we go. Cocoon around the player kind of gets back to the original thought process around Malzahar. So we can go... We'll go Metamorphosis. The void beetle gains an action that lets it turn into a protective. This should be a reaction, actually. Reaction that lets it turn into a protective cocoon around the around an ally and heal them for small amounts. Every round. While they are inside, they are incapacitated. And resistant to all damage. Sinks to high heaven for half a day. Yeah, tentacles could grab, pull a bit like Thorn Whip. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, that's where I had to grab. Oh yeah, maybe this will be this grabs and pulls, and then the upgrade of this will be that it deals more damage, grabs and pulls. Reaction will need to be to an adjacent ally unless you want the beetle zooming around the battlefield. Yeah, it will have to be like within, I don't think adjacent necessarily, but within a certain number of feet. Like maybe like 15 feet. I'm thinking almost a little bit like Zack from League of Legends. Just like this blob that is like moving around. Ally within 15 feet. Or maybe 10 feet. Let's go 10 feet. Well, if it's a reaction, because I'm imagining it's a reaction to them getting hit. Yeah. Let's start it off at 15 feet. Then and then at 15th level, we'll go to 30 feet. Let's see, is there anything else here? Void Beetle gains a reaction that lets it turn into a protective cocoon around an ally within 15 feet. I think that's it. It makes them resistant to stuff, and then at its evolution, it'll increase the range, and it'll also add healing to it. Oh! Whoa. Wait, hold on. Okay. Within an ally. You can adjacent 15 longer. Hold on, give me 1 second. Brain. Cocoon around ally within 15 feet. What is the word I'm looking for? While your ally is cocooned, is with. Wait, hold on. I lost something, and that whatever got deleted. Okay, cool. While they while they are inside, they are incapacitated, and the beetle takes all and any attack or spell targeting. Wait, what's the right phrasing for this? Basically, what I'm trying to get to is that it is going to take any damage that comes to it, right? Okay, the Void Beetle is going to gain additional hit points. It's going to get tankier. And as a reaction, it can move to protect. An ally within 15 feet. By morphing into a a cocoon of shifting void stuff. While they are inside a while inside the cocoon. Well, okay, hold on. They shouldn't be incapacitated because then they can't remove themselves. And it takes away the agency of that player specifically. I do like the idea of them. That is the price you pay. But it's not the price that they paid for. Because it's me doing something to their character and then they don't get to play anymore. Which isn't fun, I would say. Because also incapacitated also stops focusing on any like spells and stuff. Their actions are restricted, but that includes to shed the cocoon. Yeah, I think using an action to shed the cocoon. Their speed, so while inside the cocoon, their speed is 0 and they cannot take the attack action, use their action to attack or cast a spell. They can use their action to free themselves from the cocoon and move to an adjacent space from the Void Beetle. I'm going to say use their bonus action. Attacker cast a spell actions. Is that what it called? Okay, yeah. Cannot. I was just gonna say you want to use use a bonus action. That way they still have their action to do whatever it is that they want. And then the evolution of that is going to be it. You cannot use while inside the cocoon, they cannot be the target of an attack or spell. Any effects caused by hold on. No, I'll just make them resistant. I like the resistant. Oh, not all of those. Okay. One side resistant to all damage. And their speed is 0, and they cannot. Additionally, their speed is 0, and they cannot take it. Okay, cool. Any damage that would be taken by the protected is instead taken upon the beetle. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yes. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. While inside the cocoon, any damage that would be taken by the protected is instead taken by the void beetle. Dope. Okay, cool. That gives us 4 kind of options here. As it levels up, you get to choose, and then at 15th level, you get another one. What is this? Oh, I remember this. Okay, cool. So that's this. Third level gives you Tainted Lore, which gives you Void Speech. Cool. Call of the Void summons a ritualistic performance that summons. I don't know if I'm going to stick with Void Beetle, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. Has a kind of warlocky vibe to it. Yeah, for sure. Within 5 feet of you in combat, they take their turn. Yeah, that summons a Void Beetle. Summons a creature from that it is a creature, the void, that comes. Yeah, because I called them void beetles over here, but then I think I called it a void crawler, and I think I like void crawler more. So we're gonna creature from the that a ritualistic performance that enchants a creature from the void, compelling it to crawl forth through a rift into your side. Shaped like a peanut from the creature from the Black Lagoon. Has in time of the performance. It's not going to be this. So it's going to be, let's say, similar to like the ritual for. Again, a lot of the wording here is not the final wording. It's just the quick thing that I'm writing right now. But the ritual is going to take an hour, I think, is how long they take typically. Yeah, a ritual takes an hour to complete and can be done as part of a short and long rest. Chance a void crawler from deep within the void, compelling it to come to. This ritual takes 1 hour to complete and can be done as part of a short or long rest. Let's see. Once the ritual is complete, the void crawler appears in Any of this require concentration? No, not for the void crawler, because it's just going to be a thing that exists now rather than a thing they have to continually summon. It's going to be weird having a weird aberration around, but that's the price you pay, I guess. But in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you. In combat, they take their turn immediately after you. Okay, what's the best way to say this? The Void Crawler is friendly, is only friendly to you. Actually, yes, maybe there is a needing to like summon and desummon this thing, partially just because that might just be helpful as far as like, hey, I've got this creature around me that shouldn't be here, right? Which was going to be this initial, like originally this was going to be maybe I'll make this a part of this. You can summon and unsummon this thing with a bonus action. But basically, yeah, okay. So the void creature is only friendly to you. God, I don't know if there's any like things. Is only friendly to you, but does not obey. Is only friendly to you. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Is friendly to you, but does not obey your commands. In combat, the Void Crawler takes its turn immediately after yours. What's the language? And we'll attack. Oh, thank you so much for the language there. And we'll attack the nearest creature in combat, unless you make what would be the right? Yeah, I think spellcasting ability DC works best because it's already an easy number that is already a part of it and will also become more harder to do over time. But at 5th level, it'll be, or not 5th level, at 7th level, it won't be that much of an issue. Unless you make a successful, unless you should use improving to no action. Yeah, okay, unless you use a bonus action. To attempt to command it. With a successful God, it wouldn't be persuasion. What would it be? Arcana? Animal handling? Is it an animal? Kind of. Performance? Yes, performance. That makes sense because Bard. Thank you. Or how do you do that? This check is equal to your spell save DC. And then, no. You must woo it with your otherworldly serenade. Okay, so the Void Crawler is friendly to you but does not obey your commands. In combat, the Void Crawler takes its turn immediately after yours and will attack the nearest creature in combat unless you use your bonus action to attempt to command it with a successful Charisma performance check. The DC for this check is equal to your spell save DC. Okay, cool. Love this. Complete with theremin and tuning forks. I like performance as it includes proficiency. DC scales upwards as the crawler grows stronger. Yes, the DC does scale upwards, but at a certain point you won't need to make this check anymore. So this is really only a problem from like 3rd to 7th level. So like there's 4 levels where this is an issue, but then after that you like get the ability of like, no, I've been doing this for long enough. We have a certain rapport and it understands that there are certain people that I don't want it to attack. And like there's like supposed to be like a kind of symbiotic like slow taming of this creature, I guess. The Void Crawler, okay, cool. What is the other thing that I think needs to be added to this? I feel like you need to be, because of this, because you don't have the ability to command it specifically, you are going to have to summon it and like unsummon it. I guess I was gonna say desummon, but whatever. And I think you can use an action to summon this. Ooh, do you have to spend a bardic inspiration? How many of those do you have at level 3? How much bardic inspiration do you have at level 3? Because I don't necessarily, because I was going to do double the amount of whatever your proficiency bonus is, but it could also be banish. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like the banishing is what I'm going. So dismiss. Thank you. Did I ask for what the word I was looking for? I might have been. Sorry, my brain is moving at like a mile a minute. Kind of like the MCDM Beastheart and companion monsters. That maybe. I'm not actually that familiar. Is that draw steel? So at 3rd level, you will have. Oh, does it tell me? How many do you have? You use this feature a number of times equal to your. Oh, it's equal to your charisma modifier. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to have it based on your proficiency bonus because that's a set number that I can scale for. So, let's go proficiency bonus. You have twice the... You can... Okay. Oh, what happens when this creature dies? Okay, well, I'll do the dismissing and then I'll do... sounds like you need something thematic for the Bardic Inspiration. Yeah. I think I'll have something for it. Well, because the Bardic Inspiration die does additional damage when the person is attacked after you've marked them with the Void Song. But I might have some more stuff. Playing one at the moment. Beastheart Companions. Ooh, I have to check this out. Thank you. The DC for the spell check. This check is equal to your spell save DC. Is there a way to... Hold on. 4, going back down to the ranger. And maybe I might have to look in the familiar, find familiar as well. Because you can dismiss your familiar and call it back and forth, right? Combat, okay, cool. The spirit has a number of hit dice. Okay, maybe it's not going to be in that because this is one that's supposed to always be around. Let me look at find familiar. Show me to the rituals. You definitely have some dials to turn up and down with this, yeah. Prismatic, no, show me the seeming sanctuary. Okay. We're looking for find familiar. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and fly. Oh, is fly a ritual? That's cool. Winds. Fire, Fingal, Featherfall. Is find familiar not a ritual? I guess it's just a spell. Oh wait, no, I'm not in the rituals anymore, like I thought I was. Here we go, rituals. There we go. Find familiar. Okay, cool. Destroying your familiar. Okay, cool. Controlling your familiar. When you cast a spell, as an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It disappears into a pocket dimension where it waits for your summons. As an action, while it's temporarily dismissed, you can cause it to reappear in any unoccupied space within 30 feet of you. This is the language I was looking for. This was the language I was looking for. Okay, cool. So we're going to come back here and we're going to paste this, but we're changing it. Okay, cool. So as an action, you can temporarily dismiss makes it feels like, oh, you're gone. Like, I feel like this should be like sending it back, right? You can temporarily banish the void crawler. It disappears back into the void. Void, where it awaits your call again. Where it waits your call. As an action, while it is temporarily banished, you can cause it to reappear in any unoccupied space within 30 feet of you. Boom, there we go. Easy. And then I need to figure out what happens when it dies. I feel like it goes back to the void to reform, right? No, dismiss is the better word. Banish is a spell that sends something away against its will. Well, so that's okay. Understandable. I guess that's fair. I was using the word banish because I feel like the sending it away is against its will, because part of the way that I imagine that this is going to be used is that, oh no, it's killed the enemy and now one of our allies is like nearby, right? And so it's going to attack it and there's nowhere like, and I don't feel like I'm going to be able to like do my thing. I have to send this thing away. But banish is a specific vocabulary. I suppose that's true. Understandable. Because I am thinking of it in a, like, it is a non-consensual sending away. But I think in order to, maybe going with dismiss is the right word here. You have it attack objects to keep it busy. If you can successfully like tell it to, if you can do the my brain, if you can do the performance check, yes. Okay. And then the next thing, if the void crawler reaches 0 HP, it disappears. Its body. What's the best words? If you miss it in this way, it takes a performance check to bring it back. Ooh, I do like that. Cause it to reappear in any occupied space. Well, no, because I don't want it to be in a position where they like don't get it back, right? Disappears into the void and cannot be recalled again. Yes. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out the way to flavor what happens to its body. Its body dissipating. Is this the right way to spell dissipating? Dissipating? I think so. If I spelled it wrong. Okay, yeah, so I spelled it right. Yeah, let's go. Its body dissipating. It disappears. Its body dissipating. Let's just discorporation. Yeah, I guess, is that what I want to happen? What do I want something weird and body horror-esque, almost like it melting. Yeah. Its body melting into the ground. Its body melting into the ground. Its body melting and seeping back into the void. The void creature cannot be oozes through a 0 point. The void creature cannot be re-summoned or dark ichor and seeping into the void. The void creature cannot be recalled until the start of our for 24 hours as its body reforms within the void. Or well, is it just as easy as recalling, or is it like they have to do the ritual again? This is instantly destroyed. You must yeah. Its body's you must perform the 1 hour ritual to. Okay, cool. You must wait for 24 hours before performing the 1 hour ritual. to call the crawler back to you as its body reforms in the void. There we go. Okay. I like it. Not just as I have HP and combat boost, but an actual companion. Yes. Yes. I do like it being an actual companion. If one, the part does the remaining exist? Yes, I think the remaining exists at half strength while the other regrows. I think that's a good point. Thank you. If one of the bodies, I'll slowly change these to crawler. If one of the bodies dies, it takes 24 hours for the surviving body. Or, it'll take a long rest. Dies. The maximum hit points. The surviving body. Will slowly grow back to its former size and HP. It regains all of its former stats at the end of a long rest. Cool. You beat me to the long rest heal time? Yeah, there we go. You can sacrifice your own hit dice to feed it, to heal it. I think that might be a little much for this, because then, like, it's the only one of the four that has, like, these, like, small... I think it's just fine that it heals at the end of a long rest. In general, you being able to sacrifice your own hit dice to feed it, I think might be interesting. Maybe as, like, an 11th level thing. We'll see. I do need to go back and redo Bardic Performance and make sure that all of this vibes with it. You're a bard. You have healing spells. Does it heal from potions? That's a good question. I don't see why not. I feel like... I don't know what the rules are. Happy New Year as well. My brain just now seeing that. I don't know. I guess in general, if you give a monster a health potion, does it regain hit points? I'm pretty sure it does. Hey, thanks for stopping by. It's so good. Let's see. I feel like it does, right? I feel like it will. Get hit points from. I think its biology is too weird for a healing potion. Maybe it's all magic. I don't really know what the rules are. Like, if you found a beholder and gave it a health potion, it would regain those hit points, right? And also the question is, do you want to use, like, at that point it's like on you. Do you want to use one of your health potions on your thing that will reform if it dies? You know? It's weird science. What is magic but science we just don't understand? I don't know. I'll think about that. So currently, Bardic Performance is when you're using your Bardic Performance feature, choose a creature within a range that can hear you and mark them for the void. I'll find a different wording for this. Or I'll call this void mark. Well, no, because this should be like, what is this? Do we already have a dirge? Dirge of the Void. Or Void Dirge. With my bestiary. Hell yes, my Panther Companion's my best friend. Yes, exactly. When you use your bardic performance feature, choose a creature within range that can hear and see you, and mark them for the void. The creature remains marked for 1 minute until you use this feature, or until a different creature, or until you use this feature to mark a different creature, or until you become incapacitated. All creatures with the void tag within 60 feet of the marked creature are compelled to attack them. I need to read like what is the compelled duel? What's the compelled duel rules? Or is it compelled duel? Oh, wait. I know this spell exists. Compulsion, charm, command. Huh? Wait. Okay. What's the Lament of the Void? Lament of the Void is pretty good. Yeah, let's go Lament, actually. I like Lament. Is it... What am I thinking of? What's the spell that makes... That you use it and it makes... It's Compelled Duel, right? Yeah, okay. It is. Do we not have this spell? Okay. I'm just going to look at this spell real quick. There we go. It's a feature on a lot of cards. Does it have a formal name? Yeah, so you attempt to compel a creature into a duel. One creature that you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, that creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine command. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from them. If it succeeds on the saving throw, the spell ends. It doesn't restrict. Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Not quite exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see. Because there used to be... God, I'm thinking of 4th edition when you could... Was it just marking a creature? You gave a condition to a creature that made it target you. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, I think. The biggest thing here is trying to figure out like the language around it to make it clear, make it understandable, right? The thing that I'm trying to do is this creature, the creature remains marked for 1 minute, so on and so forth. All creatures with a void tag within 60 feet of the creature are compelled by the mark. Yeah. Okay. You're not compelling the tag creature, you're compelling the void crawler. That is true. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All creatures with the void tag within 60 feet of the marked target are compelled to attack them. Hold on. The void crawler must attack at least one of the tag creatures. If they are within reach and must move towards a tag creature. That's true. Oh, sorry. So the thing that I'm saying here, this marking has the ability to compel all creatures with the void tag, not just your void creature. So not just the void crawler. Like if you happen upon like a void angel who ended up within 60 feet of a creature that marked it, they would be potentially compelled to attack this marked person. And so this gives it a little bit more flexibility of like, it's not just like your thing, like it's a little bit more crowd control and a little bit more like enchanting in the way of like your thing is calling to all creatures of the void. Which is why my wording here is like all creatures with the void tag, which is this tag right here, which tells us that it is a void creature or a creature of the void or a creature affected by the void. Sorry, yes, this was a thing from the first time we worked on this. All creatures with the void tag within 60 feet of them are marked within 60 feet of the marked target are compelled to attack them. Compelled void creatures can attempt to resist your mark with the successful wisdom save. A creature with an intelligence of 3, -4 or less, automatically fail this save. Cool. So basically, you do your performance and it allows you to mark someone. When a creature marked by this ability takes damage, takes any damage, so not just damage from your attacks or your creature's attacks or void attacks, whenever they take any damage while they're being marked by it, you can use your reaction to expend a bardic inspiration die to deal additional necrotic damage equal to the number rolled. So you have marked them and you're just like kind of like pinging a little necrotic damage. And then as a part of the bonus action used to maintain your performance, you can choose a new target within range. Excuse me. You can use this. Oh yeah, no, that's it. Cool. So we have the bardic performance, which lets you mark someone within like your performance, regardless of if there are any void creatures. You can still do additional damage on them using as other people are attacking them. But while you have your void crawler out, it also acts as like a beacon for like, don't attack anyone else, attack this person, which then gives you ways for you to do your additional necrotic damage as well. And it also acts if there are other void creatures, not just your void crawler, it becomes an additionally way more dangerous for that thing as well. Additional target or shifting of the mark to an alternative target. Yes, that's the as a part of the bonus action used to maintain your performance. You can choose a new target to mark within range, and this already previously says that that creature is marked until you use the feature again to mark a different creature. I feel like that's clear, but let me know if it's not. So that's that. Deals additional damage, controls this. This calls this up. We have all the things for this. Third level. And the last thing for third level, I just wanted you to learn Void Speech. I think it'd be cool. And I also wanted you to learn weird spells. Because I just think that's neat. A little bard with some weird spells. Cool. Then we've got big beetles. This isn't this character, but I'm gonna call this Glorious Evolution. Just because I think that's funny. Void Speak and Detect Voidish. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that'll be a part of this. as well. So, as a part of Glorious Evolution, it's not just your Void Beetle that evolves, you also evolve because it is being changed by you and you are being changed by it. Inglorious Revolution. Inglorious. I like that. Inglorious Evolution. So, as a part of this, it should kind of work like a detect good or evil, right? The time you've gosh, I can't type. The time you've spent with your void crawler has exposed you to the corruption of the void. It's exposed you to the corruption of the void, and you find yourself more attuned to its influence. As an action, you can open your senses. You can focus your senses on to you can okay, hold on. you can okay. I've already said it attuned. Focus your senses and feel the presence of the void. Yeah, I also like the idea of like being able to find void portals. Let's see, is there any void features. It's inhabitants, dead worlds, demons in the void. These are the different places of the void. I'm trying to see its influence. Modes of travel, backgrounds, magic spells, mysteries. Running labyrinth campaigns, using portals. Physical portals, portal keys, rifts. Are unstable, volatile, temporal portals when the fabric punching a hole through the mystical barriers. Next, often generates rifts or see void rifts in chapter 1 for more detail. Servants of the void are among the few intentionally. Okay, what are void rifts in chapter 1? Okay. Going back up. Modes of travel, pathways, shortcuts, maybe in shortcuts. Dreams, void rifts. The most dangerous and unstable method of traversing worlds is the void rift. They come in two varieties, the double rift and the void folding. The first brings a creature directly from the void or a dead world into the labyrinth. And the second rift leads that creature to a living world or other target for demons and cultists to plunder. These double rifts are usually created by a void rift spell. Far stranger is the void folding, bending the structure of the worlds that should be impossible. Somehow void cults use the power of their destructive plane to create a dark portal between any two worlds without transiting the labyrinth at all. Ooh, okay, so this should be I think that this should allow for the detection of both. So let's see. If I go to, let's look at like protect good and evil, or not protect, but detect good and evil. I don't know if that's not a ritual, is it? Detect thoughts. Detect evil and good. There we go. For the duration of this, you know if there is blah, blah, blah within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within you that has been magically consecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone. Okay. Sounds like a nice epic boon. Okay, cool. So here, using some of this language, for up to 10, as an action, and feel the presence of the void for up to 10 minutes. Or I'll just say for up to 1 minute. For the duration, you know if there is any void creature within 30 feet of you. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has you know if there's any place or object within 30 feet of you, or maybe this is a void rift. Yeah. You can detect the presence of a void rift within 1 mile of you. That's just how powerful it is. Ranger Waysmith has some features you could use. Okay, I think this is good though. So it is, so you've attuned yourself to its influence. You can sense the void. You can sense void creatures. There's also a thing that the void caster gets. I think, is that what I'm looking for? Yeah, void affinity, where you can speak void speech, so on and so forth. Yeah, Abyssal Celestial are a recommended choice if. Okay, cool. You gain dark vision. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Void with as an action, you can sense and feel the presence of the void for up to 1 minute. For the duration, you can you know if there's any void creature within 30 feet of you. Similarly, you can detect the presence of a void rift. Yeah. Within 1 mile of you. You gain dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. Not deet, feet. Here we go. If you already have dark vision, its range extends by 30 feet. Cool. Things you get dark vision and then bam. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then the last one of them is the advantage on exhaustion. You have advantage on on saves made to resist gaining levels of exhaustion. God, I'm so bad at typing. You have maybe wait, okay, wait, no. Not just this. Saves and ability checks accruing levels of void taint. Yeah, void taint is what I'm looking for. Resist okay, saves and ability checks made to resist gaining levels of void taint. There we go. Cool. And then your void beetle gets some extra stuff. Love these. Amazing. At 11th level, you get Corrupting Mark. When a creature you've marked with your bardic performance, you've marked for the void with your bardic performance reaches 0 hit points, you can place the mark on a different target within 10 feet of the original target. I feel like that's already... maybe, oh yeah, I guess I should also have the exhaustion here because there are things that don't give void taint within the void that do give exhaustion, so it should be both. You have advantage on saves made to resist... oh, I understand. Gaining levels of exhaustion, and then I think this is actually not gaining levels, but this is accruing because they just use different language for that. Cool. We've already had... oh, this can be it. This could be it. Grasp of the Void, and we're just going to change this from this to this. You may spend a bardic inspiration die to attempt you may spend a bardic inspiration die to it. Wait, hold on. How did I? Okay. Okay. I think the thing I'm looking to say here is you may spend a bardic inspiration die to force a creature marked for the void by your bardic performance to succeed on a I said wisdom, but I think it should be constitution save or be stunned until the end of their next turn. Roll your bardic inspiration die and subtract the total from their save. That's the 11th level Corrupting Mark. Love that. And now this should be final evolution. Is Grasp of the Void the tentacles? Grasp of the Void should be the tentacles, yeah. Ah, that shit's good. Wisdom is good for flavor in the Eldritch Horror. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair. And all the other stuff has been wisdom too. And then finally, we have the final evolution. I'm just going to call it final evolution. I don't, that's not actually what it is. What is this one going to do? Oh yeah, this is, form perfected, or I'm thinking like perfect. I'm thinking either perfect form, or well, no. Let's go performance. Let's go performance. Conjure a Void Rift. Final Evolution. God. Final Evolution. Oh no, I'll call this Ever Evolving. There we go. The Void's mark on you is inescapable now. As is your influence on the crawler. You have changed each other in ways you once thought unimaginable. How does it change you? There's a part here that almost makes me want to go, you combine into a weird mech version of yourself, but that's silly. Compares all creatures to attack, not just void creatures. Ooh, I do like that. Yeah, that's how it changes you. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Multiple crawlers instead of one. Well, we already kind of have that a little bit with the Parthenogenesis, I think. Parthenogenesis. Okay, wait. First thing that I was thinking of. A creature marked for the void by your bardic performance. Oh yeah, okay. The mark, you have a lot of candidates to whittle it down later. Absolutely. The mark, creature marked for the void by your bardic performance. Okay. Your mark. How to best say this? Because I don't have just like a name for it, I guess, because this is, I guess I could give it a name. The creature remains marked for 1 minute. For the void. Okay. All creatures within 60 feet of a creature your mark from your bardic performance feature now affects all creatures not just void, those with the void tag. That's pretty big, I think. Your allies are immune to the marks effect. Cool. So that's that. Is there anything else I think that it dark vision is now allows you to see in magical darkness. Yeah, how do I wait, hold on. What's the wording I'm looking for? Let's go to the warlock. Looking for beyond sight. You can see in dim light and magical darkness as though if it were bright light. Okay, I'll say see. Cool. And then finally it is the crawler upgrades again. Now, there's a question that I have of, should it upgrade the previous thing that it chose, or should they get to choose another one? Because that could be kind of fun. But the cocoon, yeah, detect void through, wait, what was it? Like 3 or 4 parts. I feel that could be unwieldy in a similar way to older druid summon spells, yeah. Detect void stuff through stone. Actually, I wasn't thinking of the attack option, but the cocoon. I think maybe letting them, like, rather than choosing an upgrade for these, because I think these ultimately work fine, getting 2 of them could be interesting. Having tentacles and projectiles, and then that way I think, like, the thing becomes just weirder, right? I think that's, like, my goal, is to make it feel weird and strange. So maybe I'll choose another one of these, or maybe I'll make another one, because I like the splitting, I like the tentacles, I like the shooting, I like the changing and becoming like a Healy kind of thing. Maybe you should also have like a more beastie, like clawed one. Like it become like hunter, right? Like damage goes up, speed goes up. And then it gets like pat tactics. Or it starts with 1, it gains a total of 2, then gains a total of 2 more options over the levels. Potentially. Yeah, because if it gets another one here and another one here, I like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the 5, you'll get 3 of them. I don't hate that. Honestly, I might make 6 of them, and then it gets like half of them. Reaches its final form as it evolves once more. Choose an additional evolution from Inglorious option. Evolution option from Inglorious Evolution. Or choose an additional option from Inglorious Evolution. Void Crawler. Your notes aren't showing. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. Here we go. So the Void's mark on you is inescapable. Now is your influence, as is your influence on the Crawler. You have changed each other in ways you once thought unimaginable. Your mark from your Bardic Performance feature now affects all creatures, not just those with the Void tag. Your allies are immune to the mark's effects. Your Dark Vision now allows you to see in magical darkness as if it were bright light, and your Void Crawler reaches its final form as it evolves once more. Choose an additional option from Inglorious Evolution for your Void Crawler. I'll say Grasp of the Void. Now, here's the thing. I could give the Void Crawler a different thing here, and instead back up at Inglorious Evolution, I can add that the Void Beetle gains an additional 1 at 11th and 15th levels. And then that takes care of that, and I could give the Void Crawler something else here. What does a 15th level hunter look like? Like, what does Packmaster... What does your 15th level look like? Undying Friendship. If I'm reduced to 0 hit points or killed outright, the beast spirit is active. Oh, yeah, maybe it's like a... Gain an evolution at 11th. Yeah, I think just the 1. I think 3 might be a lot. What's a nice capstone to give Bardic Inspiration? Yeah, what's the 15th? Oh, yeah, maybe... Yeah, maybe the 15th one is just... Okay. Here we go. We're going to go at level... Oh. No. Okay. No, we don't need the additional AP, HP. Your beetle evolves. Choose one option from below. The Void Crawler. I'll just call it the Crawler. The Void Crawler gains an additional gains a new evolution at 11th level. Cool. And then at 15th level, okay, so 15th level Packmaster. Doing all right. We are currently working on this Bard subclass. Hello, any news for... Sorry, I've been so busy looking at one thing. I'm so sorry that I completely missed your chat. Any news for Player's Guide 2? It starts shipping next week for backers, and once backers get it, then it'll be in stores. It's gonna be great. 15th level. If you are reduced to 0 hit points or are killed outright while your beast spirit is still active, you can choose to allow your beast to sacrifice itself. If you do so, the beast spirit's body is destroyed, and you return. Okay, cool. That doesn't feel right. Just got out of my session myself. Character's feeling it right now. Yeah, I love it. Oh, that's so dope. What character are you playing? Like what's lineage, classes, backgrounds? Tell me everything. Hmm. Secrecy Bard. What's your 15th level? Once per turn, when you would be hit with an attack roll and you have at least one use of your Bardic Inspiration feature, you can roll a Bardic Inspiration die and add the result to your AC. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why I originally had this one as 15. We're doing a homebrew sci-fi, and my character is a homebrew class. He's a human technician. Previous occupation is an arms dealer. Gotta love an arms dealer. You don't have to love an arms dealer, to be clear. As a character, they're fun. But in real life, you don't have to. Yeah, so this was... Okay. Scream of the Void. Your Void pet can sing an otherworldly note that casts an effect. Oh, that could be fun. I think I'm going to maybe take this and bring this down here. At 11th level, they get... Okay, if this becomes 15th level, then what does 11th level become? 11th level, Voidcrawler gets another thing, but I think it's got to be more than that. Ooh, okay. I like... Yeah, maybe... So have fond memories of my namesake. Gerbo was a ley line engineer. Oh, love ley lines. My class basically artificer, but with a lot more room for growth. Ooh. Okay. What if... No, I like that being there. I think... This should be something about the Void Crawler. So at 11th level, what do bards typically get? They just kind of get... It depends, right? So this one at 11th level, they get immediately after a creature adds one of your bardic... So this is a bardic inspiration thing, right? If we go to... Lore Bard... 11th level, you learn 2 ritual spells from any source. Each spell you have must be a circle for which you have spell slots for. Those chosen, so on and so forth. It's like it's 11th level, when you are affected by a spell or a feature that targets an area that requires a save, like that, you get, or a Dragon's Breath weapon, you can use your reaction to expend a Bardic Inspiration die and add that to it. So it's a little all over the place. Some of them do Bardic Inspiration stuff, some of them don't. Both of these give additional Bardic Inspiration stuff for 11th and 15th. This gives a Bardic Inspiration for 15th. Both of these also give Bardic Inspiration stuff at 15th. So, this can be So what if I did Corrupting Mark at 11th and this one... but other bards usually don't have a creature. It should be about the creature, I think. I'm okay with Seeing in Bright Light. I'm okay with Bardic Performance now affects all creatures. This last one should be about the creature, I think. The 15th for the Old Margrave was your familiar's connection to you imbues it with the power to inspire other creatures as well, granting the familiar its own bardic inspiration feature. As a bonus action on your turn, your familiar can grant a bardic inspiration die using the same die as your bardic inspiration to a creature within 60 feet of it. Your familiar can do this a number of times equal to... That's so wild. That's so funny. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I am going to do Corrupting Mark for 15th level. And then Ranger Packmaster, Soulbound, touch spells cast by delivered by your creature. Oh, that's not bad. But I think that the difference there is there is a soul bond between those animals, so your magic moving from one to the other kind of makes sense. Not so much for this, but I wonder if there is something to say about... I think I like Corrupting Mark for 11th. At 11th... Oh, yes, because at 11th it gets Corrupting Mark, and then also it gets an evolution. So 15th should be... something that... Okay. There can be... that could be an evolution thing. I think what we're doing is... Yeah, it's got to be something about the... I think I might be just hitting a wall. We've been doing this for a couple of hours. Almost 3 hours now. I think I might just need a break. But I think this is pretty close to being done. I have to polish up the language, and then I have to finish making the actual like stat block for the Void Crawler, and then like adding all of these options and stuff to it. But ultimately, this is really close, and I really, really like it. So I think I'm gonna take some time, finish it off screen, and you'll see it on the Kobold Press blog. Hopefully by maybe not next week. I don't know when Jeff will have space for it, but I really like where this is going. Sleep on it, plus run it past the team. They have some thoughts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is great. Come on over here. Thank you all so much for being here with me today for another Kobold Chats. This was a lot of fun, and thank you all so much genuinely for all of your input and hanging out with me to make some stuff together. This is what I love about the Kobold Press community. People coming together with their love of games and taking so many ideas and trying to make something that they like. And so thank you for doing that with me. I'm really, really excited about where this will go. So, heck yeah. With all of that out of the way, yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you all enjoyed it as well. We'll be getting into some deep Night Hunters territory soon, but I hope we can have more time for stuff like this, making more subclasses for stuff, maybe doing some homebrew for Riverbank. Who's to say? So, thank you all so much. This has been great. Don't forget to go and get notified for Night Hunters over on Kickstarter, and get ready for Player's Guide 2, because it's coming real soon. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next Friday. Same Kobold time, same Kobold channel. And don't forget to go out, be bold, be brave, be valiant. See ya.